Alrighty, everybody, welcome back to the live stream here on the channel. Hopefully everyone is having a fantastic Sunday so far. Let's see what we have in here. So far we have Indiana, Caleb, Ben, as well as Edits, Lakeisha, and Maury. Glad to see you guys all in here for another stream. Let's go ahead and switch our scenes over here to our main one. And we're going to be covering a winter storm today out here in portions of the northeastern United States. Looks like everything is good to go. We'll stay on this scene for a little bit, and then we may switch over to our winter storm warning scene. But I want to go over some of these reports right away. So far, our winter storm is really verified as expected. Not really any surprises in terms of snow totals or any major underperformances. The rain snow line was a little bit more north than originally expected, but it was still generally in the same region that the National Weather Service was forecasting. So the only areas that may have underperformed a bit were probably west of Washington, D.C. This area might have underperformed slightly for snowfall totals, but other than that region, it looks like everything is really performed as expected. We're already beginning to see reports up to about 7.5 inches of snowfall out here near Allentown, Pennsylvania, and we will most likely continue to see those higher end snowfall total reports, hopefully all the way up into this region as well. That's where the National Weather Service was forecasting the highest totals. That's what I'm most curious to see, is exactly where that band of potentially up to 10 inches of snowfall sets up. The forecast did downtrend slightly. We're not really expecting up to a foot anymore, but we're still expecting widespread 4 to 8 inches of snowfall across much of this area, with some isolated regions above 8 inches of snowfall, and even up to about 10 inches of snow will be possible. Welcome, Proxy, to the stream. Glad to see you in here. Our heaviest snowfall has already begun. I'll go ahead and show you guys that. I'm actually going to use Radar Omega. Oh, actually, no, I don't have to. I just need to switch to this product. There you go. So this is the non-precipitation type. So it's basically as if we were looking at, mainly all rain up here, right? It doesn't detect snow, sleet. It just detects general precipitation in the atmosphere. And our heaviest band of snow has recently been setting up right in this vicinity, right in here, specifically over like the Albany area in New York. And we actually have a camera very close to Albany, so I could show you this very heavy band. If you look above my face cam, there's one at a truck service here just north of Kingston in New York, which is right there. So this is right in your heaviest band of snowfall. If you look above my face cam, that's what it looks like. And like I said, we could see intermediate blizzard conditions with some of these bands. Most likely the intermediate blizzard conditions would be closer to the coastal areas in like Massachusetts and New York and Connecticut. But it seems like even with these heavier bands, they are packing some winds with them as well. So you can see above my face cam, not good driving conditions whatsoever. That's a truck stop out there near Kingston, New York. So definitely want to stay off of the roads if you are in those winter storm warned areas out here in portions of the New England states. This area so far has reported around 3 inches of snowfall. You can see to their southwest, there's a report of 3 inches of snowfall. And that could obviously, and I should rephrase that, that will continue to climb and accumulate in totals there. But over the last couple of frames here, our main band did break up some. We used to have a very solid band of heavy snow showers in this region right here. You can see it's a very well-defined band. This was about 35 minutes ago, whereas now that band has started to break up in portions of south central New York. I should rather say southeastern New York into eastern Pennsylvania, northern New Jersey. That band has begun to break up, but it is still very much intact out here in and around Albany, New York. I'm waiting for our camera to zoom out. It always does it. I don't know what it is with these government traffic sites, but whenever you stay on a camera for more than like about 3-ish minutes or so, it automatically kicks you off of the camera. That's literally what happens. I'll wait for it to happen. I tested it earlier before the live stream to see if it was one of those sites. It always is one of those sites. I've never had a government site for traffic cams that doesn't kick me off. There you go. I want to actually go check up towards Albany because that's where our heaviest snow is. Let's see. Is it along this area? Where is this? This is I-90. I believe that's I-90 right there, southeast of Albany. And if we go like right here, this should be where the heaviest band is. Let's see how heavy this looks. This is southeast of Albany, New York, along I-90. It's difficult to see how heavy it is, but you can definitely tell it is very heavy snowfall out there. You can see it very, very obviously that it is snowing. The roads are very much covered as well. And again, this is along an interstate, which is typically a very traveled area. And the roads are pretty covered, honestly, very covered out there for an interstate. Definitely don't want to be going 70 miles per hour in these conditions, okay? Definitely slow down probably to 55 or even maybe less than that. Just want to be very careful out there. You can easily spin out in these conditions. Very easily spin out. I highly recommend just staying off the roads completely, especially interstates too. It doesn't seem like these roads were treated all that well, honestly. The fact that they're covering up that much, I don't know how many lanes this interstate's supposed to be, but typically there are about 4 lanes, and I really only see one here. There's only one lane that people are using, so probably not the best treated roads out there along the I-90 corridor from Albany, New York, down towards Pittsfield, Massachusetts. All right, we'll come back to that winter storm in just a couple, probably minutes here, but I do want to go over our winter storm watches that have recently been put out here. So we now have winter storm watches all the way from, well, where they were yesterday in Jackson, Mississippi, back out towards Montgomery, Alabama. We have some new watches that actually extend all the way down here towards Gainesville, Florida. Gainesville, Florida, the last time you guys had a watch, I believe it was way back in either 2017 or 2018. That's like 7-8 years ago, believe it or not. 2018 was 7 years ago. That's the last time you guys actually were put under a winter storm watch, and I'm pretty sure that was for an ice storm out there in Gainesville. This time it is also for an ice storm. You might still see, up to, keyword is up to, an inch of snowfall, but mainly it will be freezing rain to ice. We also have those winter storm watches now extending all the way up to Charleston, South Carolina. Does that go into Georgetown? Not yet. It does not go into Georgetown just yet. That's where I was for a tropical storm making landfall. So not up towards Georgetown or Myrtle Beach, South Carolina just yet. There is definitely some big question marks over here in terms of central Georgia. You can very clearly tell here where the greatest uncertainty is on this particular map. It looks like it's in South Carolina into eastern Georgia. Right now, the National Weather Service in Columbia, South Carolina, hasn't issued any watches for that area, and I'm not too sure if they actually will hit watches in that region or issue those watches. I think they will, just simply because the potential exists for up to 3 inches of snowfall. But there is a lot, in my opinion, there's a lot higher chance that you don't see snowfall in this area here as opposed to if you see an inch or two of snowfall. Personally, I don't see much accumulation happening in this whole region here anymore. It looks like the entire forecast downtrend, and that continues up into the Piedmont Triad as well, back up in this region. I really don't think we're going to see a lot of snowfall accumulation. The overall system has shifted more south, even more south than we originally expected. The heaviest snowfall totals now, remember yesterday, pretty sure it was yesterday, we did a live stream. We were talking about Alexandria getting the heaviest snowfall totals. Now it looks like it might be as far as Lake Charles and maybe even a little bit more east than that ends up with those heaviest snowfall totals. So we'll go over some model data explaining that and give you the most likely case scenario. But also, like I said, I want to mention over here, let's see. So you said Norfolk didn't hit winter storm watch criteria. Yeah, it will not hit watch criteria. Well, you don't know that it won't hit criteria. If we look at the National Weather Service's map, I'll show you guys it. Showed it yesterday. I'll show it again today because I haven't actually looked at it. See if I can find it. I think it's this one. Nope. It's definitely not that one. This one here. I got too many websites pinned here. I lose track of all my weather websites. I really need to label them. You think I would have labeled them by now. All right, so here's the probability of areas hitting watch criteria. Let me make sure. Okay, you guys are on the right scene. So, as we just looked at, Atlanta, you're inside a winter storm watch, despite you only getting a 10% chance of actually a 10 to 30% chance of hitting watch criteria. So, we'll most likely see winter storm watches issued in this region as well. I know for just to the southwest of Columbia, they already have those watches out, but we'll probably see those extended into Georgetown, Myrtle Beach, and then along the coastline of the Carolinas. Let me see. Is Norfolk the same county as Virginia Beach? Let's see. Okay, no, that's 2 separate counties. You'll be very close. You'll be on the edge of hitting watch criteria, but personally, I believe you will. I think you'll end up getting a watch out there in Norfolk as well as Virginia Beach, both of those areas. Maybe winter storm watches as far inland as Greensville, Virginia. And then, of course, we've already hit watch criteria in all those red and purple area where we already have those. Actually, winter storm warnings, I believe, are out for portions of those regions now. So if we go back over here, yeah, look at that. We already have winter storm warnings out all the way from well southwest of San Antonio, Texas to the Mexico-Texas border there, through San Antonio, through Houston, Beaumont, Texas, going into Lake Charles, Louisiana, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, New Orleans, Louisiana, into Gulfport, Mississippi, all under winter storm warnings. That means winter storm conditions are expected within the next 30, I believe it's within the next 24 to 36 hours or so. I'm pretty sure. Because I've actually seen them, yeah, within 24 hours, within the next 24 hours. Winter storm conditions are expected within the next 24 hours. And a watch means within the next 36 to 48 hours, or right around there. So 2 days prior from a winter storm, you get inside a winter storm watch, and then 48 hours / a day before you get winter storm conditions, you get into a warning. That makes more sense. Let me go over here again. There we go. I get a little confused because we have a lot of different watches and warnings. Of course, we have watches and warnings for severe weather, but then we also have, you know, uh, what was all the advisories and things we got yesterday? It was all those extreme cold watches and extreme cold warnings and advisories. There's a lot to keep up with, and each one of them, most of the time, they have different different meanings to them. For instance, a tornado watch could be anywhere as long as 2 hours to a half a day. Columbus, Georgia. Let's see. I'll have to figure out where that is. I'll pull up Radar Omega. I haven't been using Radar Omega because their warnings and watches are down. You can see here, look, I could sit here for 10 minutes and it probably still wouldn't load. But okay, that brought me to... Okay, so you're in a winter storm. Pretty sure you're in a winter storm watch right now. Yep, look at that. It was right in front of my face the whole time. So you're in a winter storm watch for 1 to 3 inches of snowfall. Just know that the range is actually bigger than that. You could get anywhere from literally nothing to 3-4 inches of snowfall. So but we'll definitely we'll actually go over the totals right now. And look at your local National Weather Services forecast. This is what they put out. This is the National Weather Services digital forecast database, and you can see they have 2 inches of snow. So they're right in the middle. That's the official forecast, 2 inches of snow for Columbus. And you can see, yeah, I do believe we'll end up with those watches along this whole area here. Now, up in Norfolk, you got to go with the official forecast. The official forecast here is probably about an inch, inch and a half of snowfall. And then as you go towards Virginia Beach, it is an inch and a half, maybe even getting up to 2 inches of snow. And then, of course, once you end up in those winter storm watches, you can just click on those watches and figure out what they say. The high-end amount, just to show you, the expected amount of snowfall is an inch of snow in Norfolk. The high-end amount in Norfolk is 7 inches. That is a very large spread. So there is a 10% chance that you end up with those higher-end snowfall totals. We've got a very large spread, a really, really large spread. The worst case scenario for a winter storm is actually 0 inches of snowfall. Like, there is actually a chance that this whole area in here just gets 0 inches of snowfall. And then there's a chance we get a really good band going and some of these areas could pick up on 6 to 7 inches of snowfall. However, that chance of actually seeing the higher end snowfall totals is only a 10% chance, which is not very high at all, especially in the weather world of things. So it is a lot of uncertainty. And you may be saying, why is it so much uncertainty? That's because this type of winter storm doesn't happen often whatsoever. We're lucky if we end up with this type of setup once every 5 years. Even that is not something we see often. I believe the last time we were looking at totals, potentially, this is official forecast here calling for 6 inches of snowfall southwest of Baton Rouge. The last time that happened, pretty sure it was never. I don't think they've ever called for that. So we don't really have analogs to go off of. Sometimes models like finally this finally rendered in here. It took a little while. It took 5 minutes, but they finally got the watches and warnings there on Radar Omega. But for instance, some models will also go off of climatology and what the regions typically see with different types of setups. And down here, there just isn't any. There's nothing similar to this unless you go back to like 1895 or so. Ben, that is on your end. That's not my end. That's your end. That is not on my end whatsoever. All 3 of my programs say we're good. We also have had quite a lot of snow squalls making their way across portions of Ohio out here. Some of those have actually been extremely intense. Let me see if I can pull up a picture of it for you guys. Let's see here. So this was out here along the I-75 corridor in and around the, I believe it was, oh geez, I gotta think back. Hold on, our radar might go far enough back. Nope, it doesn't, but it was somewhere, oh there it is. Yeah, it was around Sydney, Ohio, where this occurred. And I'm gonna have to black out my screen really quick so I can pull it up. So this is not a glitch, not a something going wrong with the live stream. I just gotta pull this up, and I don't know what's going to appear. Okay, perfect. So this is courtesy of Ohio's DOT traffic cams, and that's what it looked like along the I-75 corridor. You couldn't see anything. That is why it's very important to act quickly once you're under those snow squall warnings if you're driving, because you don't want to be caught out in something like this. This is not something that you can drive in whatsoever. I mean, you can see there's a car's headlights. I believe those are headlights. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's a car right there. And I can't even tell where the road is. I was going to attempt. It's way too difficult for me to even attempt to show you where the road may be on that. And that was from 3 o'clock earlier today. 3 o'clock Eastern, 2 o'clock Central. So, just wanted to show you what snow squalls can be. That's why you need to be pulling over into a parking lot, like I have tried to say before. Never pull off on this side of the interstate, on the shoulder. Don't do that, because once a snow squall hits, nobody's going to be able to see that you're there. It's going to snow way too heavily. Let's see. So you are southwest of Norfolk. Right now, let's go ahead and look at your official forecast. It's probably like half an inch of snow. I don't think you're going to end up with much. Yeah, so for you, it's between an inch and a half of snowfall that is expected. And personally, I really wouldn't expect much more than that. This whole region in here, even into Georgia, I'm very surprised we even got watches all the way up till north of Atlanta, because this whole region in here has just consistently been downtrending all day today. This whole area has downtrended, even last night into all day today. And then Louisiana has kind of stayed the same. This region right in here, this dark blue, maybe even a little bit more west of that, right in this region here, that area has stayed the same. Jackson, Mississippi's downtrended. Anyone more north is downtrended even more. The whole system looks to have shifted more south, which could actually bring some of the heaviest snow totals potentially into Houston. They're calling for 3 to 5 inches of snow in the Houston metro area, and the official forecast is not calling for 60. That's a glitch. They're calling for 4 inches of snowfall. Not 60, 4 inches of snowfall. Gotta love Radar Omega. Trying to show you the forecast, it just says 60 inches of snow. My word. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Let's see here. Yeah, no, not 5 feet of snow. It's snowing like crazy in New Jersey. You gotta be probably pretty far north in New Jersey there. Well, never mind. Pretty much everybody in New Jersey is getting snow right now. I take that back. Really, everyone in New Jersey, with the exception of extreme southeastern New Jersey, is getting snow. And this is our heaviest snow. That's where our heaviest snowfall is occurring, too. With that band. There's 2 bands of very heavy snow. Let me see if I can go back to it. So we've got 2 heavy bands of we've got 2 bands of very heavy snowfall. One is near Albany, New York, and then the other one is actually approaching New York City. Both of those are really heavy bands of snowfall. I wouldn't be surprised if you're getting as much as about an inch and a half, maybe even 2 inches of snow if you can get under that band for an hour. And that's what's delivering a really good punch of snowfall totals. And that's going to move right into the New York metro area. The New York metro is going to be getting heavy snowfall here in about 5 minutes. We did just get an upgrade to a snow squall warning out here in Ohio. I think that includes the city of Columbus, Ohio, or is it just to the north? It is just to the north there, where we just got a snow squall warning issued. Which we'll wait for that to come in on Radar Omega because I can't tell exactly where that is. Let me just make sure I have that turned on. Snow squall warnings are indeed on. And New York City's not in a winter storm warning. They're in a winter weather advisory for up to 6 inches of snow possible. I believe their criteria is 8 inches of snowfall or more to warrant a warning for New York City. Let me go to WeatherWise again, and we can go to radar. So there you go. Pretty much all of that is snow, according to high-resolution radar. I mean, all of it looks to be snow. Not that. And you can see that heavier band. See the dark blues right in here. That's where you've got that heaviest band of snowfall making its way across northern, northwestern New Jersey. And that's going to continue eastward into New York City and then eventually into, I believe, Long Island. Don't really know this area too well, but I think that's Long Island. So you guys get ready for a very, very heavy snowfall there. I do believe, yep, there's your other band of very heavy snowfall. I was going to say, I do believe it's still southeast of Albany, New York. And you can see, I keep forgetting how to draw on this app, that very heavy band right in here, all the way from south central of Vermont, all the way through western Massachusetts into southeastern New York. And like I showed on some traffic cams just a moment ago, the heaviest band is actually more to the south, right in this region, which you should also be able to see from here as well. Yep, there you go. That yellow and orange. That's developing right over Hudson. You know, I bet I got a camera over there. I'd almost guarantee I do. Let me figure out where we are. Okay, so we're just south of Albany, New York. That's like right in here. Is this near Jefferson's Heights, perhaps? I can't tell exactly where we are. Oh, okay. Yep. I'm pretty sure this is actually inside that very heavy band of snowfall. This is a different truck stop north of this city here. And you can see very large flakes. Very, very large flakes. That is extremely big flakes. Look at the light pole on the right side of your screen. There's a light pole right off your the corner of your screen there. And you can see how large those flakes are. That's what your higher DBZ mean. It doesn't necessarily mean extremely heavy snowfall, but it does mean much larger flakes. Like out here in Virginia, we had, you know, it was a decent rate of snowfall, but the flakes were absolutely huge. This looks like it's heavy snowfall and very large flakes. That's just barely southwest of, or barely west of Hudson, New York. And thankfully, all those trucks have pulled over. This is a truck stop, obviously. So hopefully people are heeding those winter storm warnings and trying their best to stay off the roads. Like I said, this is near the this is I-87, apparently. According to the camera, it says I-87. It is. Let's see here. I'm ready for spring. I gotta be honest, I'm ready for spring. I'm really done with these winter storms. After about 1 or 2 good winter storms in the US, I quit. I quit. And now we got the one in the deep south U.S., like the one in the Northeast, the New England states. That was relatively easy to forecast. We've been talking about heavy snowfall totals near a foot for the New England states for like the last 3 to 4 days or so. But in the southern U.S., we've shifted snow totals so much, it's just ridiculous. I'll play that again. And like I said, that's because we really haven't seen anything like this in the southern U.S. in the last century or so. The only one that compares to it is in 2017, and I believe that was for extremely far southeastern Louisiana. This one's going to be for most of southern and central Louisiana. You can see all those winter storm warnings there. Let's go back here. I'll go back to this site since Radar Omega always wants to bug out on us. Now you can see those winter storm watches in the blue and then the winter storm warnings there in the pink. I know 2021 didn't have a snowstorm like this for Louisiana. Definitely not. That doesn't really compare to this winter storm in Louisiana. Yes, it was, of course, for Texas, though. How much snow did that drop over Texas? I actually only remember the ice portion of that. I actually don't remember any of the snow. Great, it's not going to show me snowfall totals. I only remember the ice portion of that. I can't even find anything on the snow portion of it. What? Freezing rain and sleet. Doesn't even say much about snow. I'm sure there was a lot of snow on it, though. Let me see. Oh, gracious day. 11 inches of snow in Del Rio area. Yeah, so that was for Texas, though. That was Texas's very historic event that we probably won't see for who knows how long until we get another event like that. It may be never. Yeah, they were forecasting 8 inches of snowfall in Austin, Texas on that day. But this is more of Louisiana's historic snowstorm here. Yeah, Del Rio, that's southwestern Texas. That's like somewhere over here. I don't know exactly where it is. I know it's like west of San Antonio. Somewhere over here. I don't see it. But yeah, this winter storm will be historic for Louisiana. Hey, it worked out, Legacy, because I actually saw a total. All the other sites weren't giving me any actual snowfall totals. They were just saying ice and sleet. Yeah, New Orleans is going to see snow from it for sure. At one point, they were forecasting 4 or 5 inches of snowfall for New Orleans. I actually haven't checked the official forecast for New Orleans in a little bit. I know it's changed some. All right, so officially they are forecasting. Let me switch you guys over here. So they're forecasting about 1.5 to 2 inches of snow in New Orleans. But the greatest snowfall will be we're still looking around in and around Baton Rouge for the greatest snowfall totals. However, more north, if you remember, we were actually expecting those 5 to 6 inches of snowfall totals to be more north, possibly well north of Alexandria. But now those snow totals lowered. North of this red line, all those totals lowered, as our whole system looks like it's shifted more to the south. And you can see they're now expecting, like I said, Houston could get in on 4.5 inches of snowfall. So basically, if you live more north, I mean, I really don't think we're going to see much snowfall out of this anywhere north of this region here. I'm really surprised that we have those winter storm watches for the Atlanta Metro. I'm really surprised by that because I did not think we'd see it. Radar Omega is still so far behind. That snow squall warning is still in place up there north of Columbus. Let's see if WeatherWise has it. Yeah, it does. Radar Omega is just not on its A game recently. So we have a significant snow squall happening up here northeast of the Columbus metro area in Ohio. I do have to change my snow squall warnings there. There you go. I can see it a little bit better. So we'll watch that every now and then. Most of that snow squall looks to be over like the southwest portion of that snow squall warning near New Albany. How much snowfall is expected in Beaumont? I'm sure, yeah, we definitely have details for it. Thankfully, we are getting closer to the event, so now we've worked out some uncertainties. Tomorrow will be the last day for any type of shifts in the forecast. So, Beaumont, Texas, you're in a winter storm warning already. You're looking at 4 to 6 inches of snowfall. 4 to 6 inches of snowfall. And the official pinpoint forecast says 4 inches of snowfall. So you're in that higher end totals for snow now. And I wouldn't completely honestly rule out intermediate blizzard conditions. If we're going to see any type of wind gust up to 45 in intermediate blizzard conditions, it would definitely be very, very, very coastal. And I don't think I would completely rule it out. Let's see if they're officially forecasting anything like 35 plus mile per hour wind gusts. Let's see. So our system pulls through. This is a bit glitchy, but you can see our main wind gust will thankfully be well offshore. You know, the 60 mile an hour wind gust, but this still says like right around 30 to 40 mile per hour wind gust near Galveston. And then up towards Beaumont, 25 or so going into Tuesday morning. So I wouldn't completely fully rule out very intermediate blizzard conditions. Now, it will not be enough to warrant blizzard warnings. We definitely won't see those. It will not be enough to warrant that. But just, we could be talking about gusts up to about 35, 45 miles per hour in some areas. You know, obviously a gust lasts just a couple of seconds. So you're not actually going to get sustaining blizzard conditions. It's just going to be like some areas could see as seconds worth of blizzard conditions. I'm trying to figure out the... Okay, I think it's this button here. Okay. Yeah, I'm looking at the HRRR simulated wind gust really quick. Yeah, that's in agreement with the National Weather Service. It shows around 30, 35 mile per hour wind gust in Beaumont. And then the greatest wind gusts look to be a little bit more southwest, closer to this region here. I think that's the... I actually don't know exactly what that is. But that's near, like... Let me go over to radar. Yeah, that's southeast of Victoria. I don't think that area is going to get a lot of snowfall, so that won't be blizzard conditions, because you obviously have to have snow and wind for that. So our greatest snowfall totals will be up here, and our max wind gust will be down here. And so the best chance for any type of blizzard conditions would be like right along this region here. And like I said, it would be very, very intermediate. It would not be lasting long at all. Beaumont. It's not pronounced Beaumont. I can't say I'm surprised. I mispronounce everything. Oh, there's Radar Omega finally seeing that snow squall warning now that it only has 22 minutes left. Yeah, and you can see definitely some heavy snowfall here. Some very quick hitting heavy snowfall. Just that tiniest little line right there is what warranted a snow squall warning. But that's literally that tiny little reflectivity values. That's what brought those blinding snowfall conditions out there earlier today Forgot where it was again. It was south of Sydney, in between Dayton and Sydney, Ohio. Still seeing a very heavy band. That is getting extremely heavy out there. I'm going to go back to that shoot, I don't know what interstate this is. I-90. That I-90 camera we were using before. Oh, shoot. It's knocking out our cameras. Some of those cameras aren't available anymore. We'll see what this one shows. Okay, so this is just to the southeast of Albany, New York. I can't even see the other lane here. I think that's it right there. I think that's a lane, but this is accumulating so quickly. I mean, if there's not cars traveling on it, you're not going to be able to see your roads anymore. And again, like I said, this is an interstate here. That is an interstate. That's not like a back road or something that doesn't get plowed. That area is a interstate. That's I-90. Interstate I-90, southeast of Albany, New York. Yeah, it's supposed to be 4 lanes, but it's really only 1, maybe 2. Maybe 2. Yeah, and driving it would be even worse than that. I mean, you'd have pretty much no visibility if you're driving in this. So that's from our first heavy batch of snowfall. Our other one's actually over New York City right now. I want to go see if we can get a camera of heavy snow in New York City. I'm sure that's not causing any issues. Let's see. I can't really tell. There's so many lights. Okay, maybe this would be better. Oh, no video on that. No video on that either. Yeah, but you can see that they obviously have snow. Obviously, there's pretty heavy snowfall falling in New York City. It's in southeastern New York where the, or southeastern New York City. I don't know exactly where Times Square is, to be honest with you. But it's not nearly as heavy as that band up there southeast of Albany. Okay, we'll keep it on this camera, and I'm going to switch you guys back over here to our radar. So this is your band in New York. You can see that band's about 30 dBz right around there. Near 30 dBz. Whereas this one on I-90 is about 35, almost 40 dBz in some areas. Look at all this traffic coming on this camera. What's happening here? There's a bunch of traffic pulling through. I think it's everyone just going slow. We went from like barely seeing one car to every car and truck here. Well, like I said, that's southeast of Albany, New York. That is Power Cruise right there, actually. It's Power Cruise. Well, now the roads are a bit more visible now that we had a lot of trucks and cars pass by. Yeah, Houston's going to be picking up on a near 5 inches of snow. Let me go over here. Apparently the 18Z European model run just uptrended on snowfall for the coastal areas in the southeastern U.S. All the way from the panhandle of Florida all the way up to southeastern Virginia. We'll see. Tomorrow is going to be very crucial for the National Weather Service's forecast for eastern North Carolina, eastern South Carolina, into southeastern Virginia. All right, I'll switch you guys back on over here again. Put it back to the satellite above my face cam. Let's see. The highest report, I think, is still 7.3 out here near Allentown, Pennsylvania. I don't know. I actually don't know if that forecast of up to 10 inches of snowfall will even be close to correct in Albany and east of Albany. New York, of course. Let me see. Yeah, our low pressure is actually still way back here. So it's going to get pretty close at 10 inches of snowfall up there. Already reporting 3 inches of snowfall in between Pittsfield and Greenfield. So 7.3 inches of snowfall is our highest snow total so far reported. I want to check. Let's see. Mesoanalysis isn't in just yet, but I'll just check that for the 6 o'clock mesoanalysis. Yeah, your low pressure is like right in here, and it's very weak. It is a very weak low pressure. So those intermediate blizzard conditions up here in the northeastern U.S., I don't really think we're going to be seeing those. The only area that might be able to get those intermediate blizzard conditions would be like southeastern Rhode Island. But even then, the low pressure is going to be too far away from the coastline. You know it's crazy when freaking Houston has a better chance of seeing blizzard conditions than southeastern Massachusetts in January. I mean, that's just crazy. But thankfully, our greatest wind gust will actually be away from that snow. Like I said, our greatest wind gust will actually be like near Corpus Christi, whereas the best snow will be in like Houston. The highest totals will be in this region right in here. Currently, they're forecasting up to 35-mile-per-hour wind gusts, but it could quite easily get higher than that. 35 up to 35-mile-an-hour wind gusts for Beaumont, Texas, pointing southwest. Let's see. I'll show you a quick model run here. This is just a model, so wind gusts could easily be higher. This is for 9 a.m. Tuesday morning Eastern Time, 8 a.m. Central. You can see 37 mile-an-hour wind gust in Corpus Christi, right around 30 in Houston, 28 near Lake Charles. Blizzard, official blizzard conditions are wind gusts of 45 miles per hour. So we're not close to the actual criteria for a blizzard warning, but we could still see, you know, a couple seconds worth of blizzard conditions out there. And it will most likely be in the morning hours. And then by the time we get towards noon Central Time or even 11 a.m. Central Time, your wind gust will die down. This is a very far south latitude or southern latitude model run here. Look at this. Look at that. Very sharp area of those greatest snowfall totals. Very thin line. Not widespread at all. Personally, I think the model runs are really underdoing the amount of moisture here. I think that's the issue here. I mean, look at the difference. NAM3K, GFS model run, RAP model run, HRRR. I mean, the NAM3K is obviously an outlier there. I just realized that. So, you know what? Let me not use that model run. How about that? That would be really smart, huh? That's obviously an outlier. This is the HRRR model run then for, let's see, this is 8 a.m. Central. And you can see that still shows around the same, you know, 30, 35 on our wind gust in Corpus Christi, about 26 in Houston, around 27 in Lake Charles. You're welcome, Sim. Thank you for tuning in. Glad to see you in the stream. Donna as well. Glad to see you in here. Calvin, glad to see you here. Are you looking at any snow or ice in Lynchburg, Virginia? No. It would take a miracle for us to see snow or ice this far into Virginia. If I'm not mistaken, which I probably am not. Yep, Lynchburg is east of Roanoke. I was going to say, I've almost been to Lynchburg. Yeah. We're going to be left out. I mean, this whole area here, I think this whole region right here is guaranteed to be left out of snowfall. Maybe you see some flurries out there in Durham, Raleigh, maybe even as far north as Richmond, maybe even some flurries as far south as Charlotte, but generally we're all going to be left out of snowfall here. And then look up here towards Buffalo. Buffalo looking at a good 21 inches of snowfall. Remember yesterday I showed you guys this forecast. It was at 15. Now it's at 20. Now I want to also note the key meaning for that is because this goes out further. Okay, this goes out 24 hours further. Or actually, yeah, 24 hours out further than what it was yesterday. That's why it has more snow totals. Watertown almost officially forecasting 3 feet of snowfall south of Watertown, New York. Very close. Let me go look at the national... Oh, actually, there is lake effect warnings in place here that Radar Omega doesn't have. What? This software, man, it needs an update bad. It needs an update so bad. It doesn't... Look. Oh, never mind, y'all. The winter storm's canceled. Wait, there's no watches or warnings in place. Never mind. I was completely wrong. Okay, let's go to a software that's actually going to show you it. I got to turn them on. I don't think I have them turned on here. See, it wasn't on. And let me also put the opacity up. Wait, hold on. Imagine I didn't have it on Radar Omega. Now they're there. No, you guys obviously saw. You guys obviously saw that they were not there, right? Now it just appeared again. Do I have lake effect on here? I don't even see it. I know it's on this app. I think I'm just blind today. Blizzard, winter storm, snow squall, winter storm watch. Okay, well, maybe I'm just going crazy. Maybe they don't have it. This is on Radar Omega. I'm sure they do. Oh, no. Oh, there it is. Right there. Lake effect snow warning. And, look. It's not there. It's not there. So even if I turn it on, it's still not there. Which these watches and warnings, I obviously had them on and they weren't there. That was the point. In that Radar Omega's software is going haywire. But there you go. For Buffalo, let's see what they say. I don't think they're going to give us a total. Oh, total snow accumulations of 8 to 16 inches of snow. Mainly south of Buffalo. Yeah, I'm going to go to their official page really quick. And I'm going to see... I'm going to see that. Okay. So this is through... What is this through? This is through January 22nd. Which one is more up-to-date? That's my question, though. Because I don't want to show you guys a forecast that's more out-to-date. Or out-of-date here. So this was actually very, very recently issued here. The National Forecast Database thing, that is a little out-of-date. This one is more up-to-date. This was issued literally like almost 30 minutes ago. And it looks like they brought down those totals a little bit for Buffalo. And they pushed the totals more to the south for the greatest area of up to 2 feet of snowfall. And south of Watertown, this darker red you see, that's for 30 to 36, I believe 30 to 36 inches of snowfall. South of Watertown right there. And this higher chance, look at that. The higher chance here, 5% chance, or rather a 10% chance as you see here. 10% chance that we see 36 to 48 inches of snowfall south of Watertown, New York. That's crazy. Although, then again, I don't know. Is it crazy? I swear, Watertown, New York, and Buffalo, New York are always getting crazy amounts of snow. I'm pretty sure they are. Okay. I'm going to get rid of all this stuff. So I want to show you guys a new site that we actually haven't used here on this channel before. I might have shown it briefly, but I want to show it now. If I can find it, because like I said, I don't label my links. So this is where you can access the National Weather Service's most likely case scenario here. So we obviously want to do the 72-hour snowfall totals here. And I want to show this because they're right here. You can obviously see they're forecasting up to about 7 inches of snowfall near and south of Alexandria. Yeah, this is the most up-to-date one, but I thought this was kind of crazy. Look at the 5% chance of snowfall totals happening here. So there is a 5% chance that we see 16 inches of snowfall in Alexandria. And what's even crazier is if I go to the East Coast here, wait for it to load if it wants to. Oh, there you go. Look at that, 16 inches of snowfall for Virginia Beach. Now, obviously, this only has a 5% chance of happening, but the reason why I wanted to show you this is because I don't think you'll ever see a map like this ever again where there's even a slim chance of seeing snowfall totals this high in southeastern Virginia or in Louisiana, central Louisiana, southwestern Louisiana. I don't think you'll ever see another map like this. I don't think you will ever see it. So this is the national blend of models. This isn't the official forecast. I might have said it was the official forecast. It's the blend of model runs. So this is the blend of model runs forecast here that was issued around 3 p.m., right about 3 p.m. But I just thought it was insane the fact that model runs were actually, they actually had a 5% chance of seeing these high of snowfall totals. Now, obviously, it won't happen, okay? Let's be honest. Even though it has a 5% chance of happening, there's no way it happens. I just don't see a world where we ever see snowfall totals that high in central Louisiana or that high in eastern NC or southeastern Virginia. But the average here, the mean, the best chance here between all your national blend of model runs, it does still give a potential for 3 inches of snowfall out here. In Virginia Beach, along North Carolina and South Carolina. Another reason why I wanted to show you that is because that's a little bit different than what the National Weather Service is currently saying. They have it a little bit lower than that. And then same goes out here for like Alexandria. So just to show you, there's still a lot of uncertainty. The National Weather Service forecast and also all the model runs they're still disagreeing. And that's going to continue to happen. Now, obviously, we'll get some better agreement tomorrow. But the National Weather Service, they obviously issue the best forecast, so that's why I haven't used this site much, because once you get close, the National Blend of Model Runs only goes out, actually, hold on, this might be useful for future references. This actually goes out about 260 hours out. But once you get like 2-3 days out, you might as well just start using the official forecast because that's what's the most accurate. But we still want to, look at other things too. We don't want to just focus in on what the National Weather Service is saying. We still want to look at model runs and see if there's any different trends. So, that's obviously how they make their forecast. The National Weather Service makes their forecast based off of model runs, current data, as well as most likely case scenarios and a bunch of other things. And then you can spot those trends earlier. For instance, yesterday we were noting that the GFS model run was shifting more to the southeast, and then the National Weather Service adjusted their forecast to go more south. So, like I said, they base it off of all those model runs and the more likely case scenarios. But regardless, snow is always extremely difficult to forecast. Please keep that in mind. A lot of people are probably going to be upset with the snow totals they get over the next 96 hours. But it's so difficult to forecast snow totals. It is so difficult. Especially when you have snowstorms in the southern United States, which you're lucky to see once or twice a decade. I don't think snow totals will never not be difficult to forecast. Heard rumors it might be chilly, slightly chilly somewhere in the in the United States. Um, nah, nah. I don't know what makes you think that. Oh shoot! I just pulled up GR2. Get out of here. I actually want to go back to this website because it shows temperatures. That's not something I've actually looked at. I wonder, does it have wind chills? Nah. Let me pull this all the way out. So this is for Monday morning. That's tomorrow morning. Jeez. It might be a little cold. It might be a little cold. 20 degrees in Shreveport. Might be a little cold. This doesn't include wind chills. So I imagine it's going to be even cooler than that. What's going to be the coldest day? I think it will be Monday. Pretty sure it will be tomorrow morning. I don't think I'm going to go outside tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to go outside tomorrow. I'm not very motivated to go outside in 15, 16 degree temperatures, to be honest with you. Where is there, Isabel? Are we talking Shreveport near you or my area? The coldest I've gotten to, I saw it get to 15 degrees Fahrenheit. Like the weather station to my southwest got to 15 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know if we're going to get that low again. I think we're going to get close. It's located to my southwest. It's somewhere. Yeah, I think it's at that airport. That's where a weather station is. That's off to my southwest. We don't actually, believe it or not, we actually don't have a weather station in Martinsville. We have one out here in the boonies towards a Blue Ridge airport. That says our minimum temperature could be 13 degrees Fahrenheit Monday. So I'll see. I'll look at that weather station in the morning because I have access to it thanks to Lucky. He sent me a site that accesses it. And I'll see what that says tomorrow morning. Right now it is reading... Gotta wait for it to load. It's reading 33 degrees right now. 15 mile per hour winds from the northwest. Shoot, that's 15 mile an hour wind gusts. There ain't no way it's 15 mile per hour winds outside. I probably wouldn't be live streaming if we had winds that high. Anything more than 5 and the power goes out. I'm not even kidding either. Apparently the weather station recorded a gust of almost... they recorded 31.1 mile per hour wind gusts over there at the airport. Yeah, that's probably not reaching in my area because, like I said, I wouldn't be live streaming. It would be 31 mile an hour wind gusts would like destroy the power here. Oh, hey, look at that. Red Omega decided to bring up the lake effect snow. Oh, winter's canceled. According to Red Omega, there's no longer any watches or warnings here in Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia. Whoops. Wow. Imagine if the forecast was that wrong. Imagine if it was that wrong. We went from looking at a major winter storm to literally not even a winter warnings. Winter storm warnings. Wow. Way to keep your hopes up, Andrea. Wealth gotta wait for 15 more years. Yep. Dude, that's crazy. No, just a Radar Omega glitch. I think I'm probably gonna start making the shift over to Weatherwise instead of Radar Omega. Because Radar Omega is not updating anymore. Weatherwise is getting better. Most likely I'll have a video out on this site I don't know when, but it'll either be sometime in February or sometime in early March. Probably in February. I don't want to wait till March. I want to get it out before March. I'll probably try to get this out, a tutorial out in mid-February. Yeah, links in the chat, Legacy. There's also an app on the Play Store and App Store, but the website's actually more stable than the apps. So you should just use the website for both computer and phone. I'm probably also going to change the attic radar command to do weather-wise as well. Only reason for that is mainly because attic radar's servers, once there's a severe threat, they get very slow. Like, extremely slow. Okay, let's go back to some coverage here. I want to go back up into Ohio. We still have a snow squall warning in place for 40 more minutes now. They reissued that. It was going to expire here, and I think 10. I believe it had 10 minutes left, but they've reissued that for another 40 minutes. And that still includes generally the same regions here. It's moved slightly more east. Oh, well, that shows you the snow squall much better. There you go. You can see it very clearly, right? Can I draw? There you go. Right here. That's where your heaviest snow squall is, and it's moving to the east-southeast. Also, WeatherWise just recently put out a big update. They put out something that I personally requested from them, and they actually put it out very quickly. It was, where is it? Yep, it's super res correlation coefficient. You can see how much more high definition it is. So to compare, let's go to Radar Mega. Radar Mega has both of them, but I just want to show you the difference between what WeatherWise generally looked like before for correlation coefficient. Actually, I don't think Radar Mega has both. Nope, we're going to have to go to Radar Scope. Radar Scope will show you how bad digital supercell or digital correlation coefficient is. There you go. Look at the difference. So that is your digital low resolution super. I keep wanting to say supercell composite, low definition correlation coefficient compared to your high definition correlation coefficient. So just to compare, so that's why that update was very much needed, and thankfully they got it out quickly. I don't know how they even get that stuff. I'm not a programmer, so I have no idea how you even get access to it. In terms of them programming it, I mean, it's just a miracle. I'll never be as smart as people like them who are able to develop these softwares. I'll just never understand that. Southeastern Utah. Let's see. That area is in the Rockies, so it's definitely more difficult to forecast. Let me see if there's any chances here. No. Actually, no. Wow. Gracious day. Okay, it looks like there may be a chance here. What's that? Next Sunday, so a week from today, but is there good agreement on that? Yeah, your best chance will probably be in the morning of next Sunday for any type of moisture. And then after that, I mean, it shows nothing again for like a full week. Gracious day. You guys ever get any type of rain or snow out there? So you're going to get maybe some snow a week from today. That's definitely your best opportunity for any type of moisture. But then after that, you're going to go into another full week without much precipitation. Jeez. I mean, that's literally the only precipitation I see out of the next 384 hours. I only see that tiny bit of snow chance Sunday morning. Yeah, they're very inactive. Matter of fact, that brings me to the outlooks here. I just thought of that. That's something. What is this? Weatherwise has. So there you go. Look at that. So this is for the 6 to 10 day time frame. They actually do have southeastern Utah and a 40% chance of above average precipitation, but um, don't really exactly know why. Model runs really don't have much precip happening then. And then your 8 to 14 day time frame, they put you in a drought again. So your best chance for precip will definitely be sometime Sunday, a week from today. Yeah, Sunday, maybe Monday morning, and then you're right back to more more just dry air and a dry overall atmosphere. I think Mike, I think that's going to continue for a long time too. I don't know if I can. Okay, yeah, this is for our severe weather season. What is this? This is I'm gonna go look it up. I'm gonna go look it up instead of guessing the month. So this is for February, March, and April. March and April are severe weather seasons here in the U.S., and you can see this big drought of moisture and overall rain chances here in the western and southwestern side of the United States. So it's going to get, I mean, you're going to continue with this dry pattern for probably the entire next 3 months. You're just going to see tiny little shots at precipitation. Your best chance is definitely, like I said, Sunday, but then after that, I mean, you're in the risk for below average precip here for 8 to 14 days, 3 to 4 weeks next month, and then February, March, and April as well. And just a little hint towards our severe weather forecast for our tornado season. This could actually lead to a more inactive tornado season in the plains as well as overall in the United States. We could be looking at a pretty inactive tornado season. Extremely inactive compared to last year. It looks like a completely different year compared to last year. You know, last year we obviously were talking about it being a potentially a very active, maybe even a historic tornado season, and then that did play out. We actually saw a historic tornado season, and it looks like 2025 should be relatively on the more inactive side. Of course, we're still going to get tornadoes, though. No matter what, you get tornadoes in the U.S. I just don't think we're going to come anywhere close to the 1,700 some tornadoes we saw in 2024. All right, let me go ahead and turn off these outlooks here. There we go. All right, let's go check what... oh, actually, I want to see for Tennessee Thursday to Saturday. Let me go check for you. Any snow that Tennessee gets, I believe, is just going to be very light. I don't know. I know Central and Eastern Tennessee saw snow very earlier on today. It might still be snowing in Eastern Tennessee. It is towards Knoxville. But then after that, I mean, there's a very, very tiny chance Tuesday, which is day after tomorrow, Tuesday night. And then there's also a chance Friday. Looks like you have a pretty good chance Friday, actually. But even that's just flurries. Nothing's really going to be, a snowstorm or anything will really accumulate. You could definitely see some flurries Thursday. So obviously, most of Central Eastern Tennessee saw flurries today. Eastern Tennessee could see flurries on Tuesday night. And then also a pretty large area of Tennessee could see flurries Friday afternoon and evening. Let me see the agreement on that. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, you're looking at literally flurries. It definitely won't be anything major by any means. And there's a chance it sticks to only the mountains as well. I'm looking at 20 different ensembles right now, and it looks like Friday's either going to be a good amount of flurries for central and eastern Tennessee, or it will be for strictly eastern Tennessee. Freaking Florida's got a better chance for snow than Tennessee. Especially if you're in the panhandle. If you're in the panhandle of Florida, towards Pensacola, that's where you have the absolute highest chance. Pensacola, Florida, as well as up towards like Walnut Hill. Those areas have the best chance for snow. As for timing of it, I'll quickly go check that as well, because why not? It looks like snow will begin to arrive Tuesday afternoon around 1 p.m., and then it should persist all the way until about midnight Tuesday night. So you should get a good solid 6+ hours of snow out there. Let's go check what the official forecast calls for out there, because I actually haven't really checked that for Florida at least. Yeah, so towards Pensacola, they're officially forecasting about an inch, inch and a half. And then up towards the far northwestern panhandle, they're even saying about 4 inches of snow. And it does look like we may have a bit of a better chance at seeing ice out in this area here. That's been talked about a lot. I'm not very confident in it being like an ice storm. I know some models show even up to an inch of ice. I definitely would not anticipate an inch of ice out there. But we're watching that area for the chance of an ice storm. Let's see what the National Weather Service says. Around 2/10 of an inch of ice possible. / freezing rain. If you don't know what that is 0.2 inches of ice. Let's see here. Oh yeah, you're pretty far south. Could still see some freezing rain, but like you said, I don't think you'll see much snow. Isabel, that is crazy. That is wild. You should tweet that. I don't know if you already have, but that is insane to say something like that. You live in freaking Shreveport, Louisiana, and you're saying you're too far north for snow? That's wild. That is wild. Is that Radar Omega glitching, or did they actually cancel those? Okay, well, now I'm going to go check the official National Weather Service site as well. All right, so they actually officially canceled most of your winter storm warnings there for Maryland. The only one that remains is extremely far western Maryland. All the other warnings have been canceled out in this area. They've all been canceled. How much snow can New York City see? You should be seeing a good amount of snow right now. Your heaviest band, I believe, is occurring at this moment. Now, let me go check your radar site here. Winter precipitation type. Yeah, you're seeing your heaviest band right now of snowfall. As for how much you could see, let me go look at the official forecast here. They're calling for about 4 to 6 inches of snowfall in New York City. And I'm going to check some model runs, see if that's... Yeah. I think you're going to see about 4 to 6 inches of snowfall. Looks like that's what models are showing as well. I'm going to look at this one. There we go. Your snow will stop about midnight, 1 a.m. Eastern. You could still get some light snow at 1 a.m., but it's pretty much going to stop towards midnight, 1 a.m. Eastern. Very, very early tomorrow morning. All right. Well, if you guys have any more questions, I think I'm probably going to end up ending it here in 12 minutes. Do an hour and a half coverage on this. I wanted to cover the snowstorm a little bit and then go over all of the new information we've received here. We'll definitely be live. Let's see. Is there a time for tomorrow that I should be live, or is it just like, do I need to do a briefing? I'm gonna go see. Ooh. Yeah. Probably won't be live at midnight to see the winter storm begin. My plan is probably going to be to just do a briefing tomorrow, a quick 1 hour briefing for you guys on the just to update y'all on it, on that winter storm in the southern U.S. And then Tuesday, I don't know for sure, but I think I'll be able to do an earlier live stream Tuesday. But with the winter storm, like I said, winter storms are always more difficult to track because they are long duration events. I don't want to just sit here for 12 hours for snow, unless it's like an extremely historic snowstorm, which tomorrow, or rather Tuesdays, will be quite historic, so I might stay here a bit longer. I don't know for certain, though. Oh, we will have Connor Croft. We will have a storm chaser, so that's going to make things a bit easier. He's going to head down there for this winter storm. So we should be live for a good chunk of Tuesday. I don't want to say how long because I don't know exactly how I will feel, but we should be live for quite a while on Tuesday, and then a 1 hour briefing tomorrow. Let me go back over here. So for that area, yeah, I mean, you're probably going to end up with flurries on Friday. Like I said, I don't think it's going to be able to accumulate much, but there's a pretty good chance you'll see flurries. We'll see what it looks like, though. Friday is like a year away in weather terms. It's just, what? Is that like 5-ish days out from Friday? But there's so many things that are going to happen with our weather pattern between now and then. We've got to get through all of these winter storms first. Both of these winter storms. And by then, who knows? Maybe model runs have changed for Friday. So I think you'll have a chance, but don't quote me on it now. Don't quote me on it. But you should at least have a chance for some flurries. That's why I said I don't think it will stick, because, you know, we're really too far out to say if it's going to be anything accumulating. Before I do head off here in about 10 minutes, I do want to quickly mention the severe weather threat. Not really something we've talked about at all in this live stream. We're still monitoring for the opportunity of severe weather going towards the end of January. The best day and the most likely day for severe weather still appears to be the day we called out in our video, both of our videos from earlier this week. Still looks to be focused in eastern Texas, probably southern Arkansas, western Louisiana, going into January 26th or January 27th, one or the other. There's a lot of uncertainty on if it will actually be a notable event or if it will just be a very low-end severe weather threat. And then we'll probably be looking at another severe weather threat sometime in early February, although that's too far out to really see on our model runs. But I will show you really quick the CFS version 2. CFS version 2 here. And basically, this is actually going to be, that's the website we use, but this is going to be the GFS ensembles here. So you can see our signal we're watching. We're watching all the way from about January 25th, all the way through the remainder of January from that date into early February. The biggest day in terms of a signal is, like I said, on the 26th and the 27th of January. So this is all for like one event. It's just uncertainty, right? Some models show the severe threat on the 26th, others show it on the 27th, others show it on the 28th. It's not 3-4 days of straight severe weather, okay? It's just our models aren't fully in agreement on what particular day will that trough arrive. But you can see it here. Obviously, the 27th has the best agreement right now. See how there's like 4 or 5 ensembles over here on the 25th, 26th, and then there's probably about what? We'll just say, because there's quite a few down here, we'll just say about 10. But on the 27th, there's probably closer to like 15 ensembles there that show a good signal on the 27th there of January. You can clearly tell by all these ensembles that climb up that the 27th is definitely a better signal for severe weather than the other days. And you can see towards the end, the very tail end of January, the ensembles also try to go up in supercell composite and severe weather activity. However, that signal is not that good right now. That's a very low signal. It's still a signal, but it's a low signal. Whereas the one for the 27th is a signal worth watching right now. That's one that I'm going to keep an eye on. But all right, that's going to be it, y'all. Like I said, an hour or two of coverage is what I planned. We did an hour and a half right in the middle. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Thank you, mods, for mod and chat. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I will see you guys in a briefing tomorrow, probably at 6 p.m. I don't think we'll need to push that later. I think we'll just be here at 6 p.m. Eastern for a live briefing, and then we'll end up doing, hopefully at least 2 hours of coverage. Hopefully more than that on Tuesday. It depends how available I am on Tuesday morning, because that's when the main snowstorm will hit. It'll be Tuesday morning towards the early morning hours. So we'll see. I'll see how long I can stream Tuesday. We're just going to kind of wing it again. Thankfully, we'll have Connor Croft down there. So we'll have a storm chaser to watch and see what the impacts will look like. It should be a pretty impactful storm, so make sure you're preparing if you're in those winter storm watches or warnings there in the southern United States. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your Sunday. Almost forgot the day of your Sunday. I'll see you guys in tomorrow's briefing at 6 p.m. Eastern time. And that is going to be it. I'm going to go ahead and find my outro music, because that takes like a whole minute. Okay. I made a new folder so it's easier, because 2 days ago I was almost late because I couldn't find the outro music. So again, I appreciate all the mods for tuning in. I appreciate everyone for watching the stream today, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's briefing. Stay safe and watch the snowfall. Goodbye. Stay safe, have a great rest of your night, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's live briefing. Stay safe and watch the snowfall. Goodbye.